Thank you. Okay, so the future isn't far. Imagine 20 years down the line, waking up in your 3D printed house, putting on your 3D printed clothes, printing out your breakfast, and going to work in your 3D printed car. This really shouldn't sound too far-fetched, because in fact we're already living in this world. Soon enough. But first of all, may arises the question of what 3D printing is. So I have a little video here which will show you the process. And so, first demonstrated in 1981 by Japanese scientist Hideo Kodama, 3D printing is the process of creating three-dimensional solid objects by printing layer atop layer of an object originally modeled in a computer program. And works as I'm showing. So, yeah. Okay, so for the last several years or so, 3D printers have been known as devices that can print nifty things, most commonly out of materials such as plastic, clay, and silicone. However, the field is quickly progressing, and researchers, developers, and scientists have been able to create printers that may be watershed events for many manufacturing industries. And they have been able to successfully do so by creating printers that can now print with materials such as skin, electronics, metals, medicinal materials, and countless other possibilities. And so what I'm trying to tell you right now is that the possibilities with 3D printing are endless. And so right now, people have already been able to print things such as furniture, clothes, food. Yes, that is a cheeseburger. Electronics such as a quadcopter. Fully functioning cars, electric cars, houses, buildings, prosthetic limbs, and stuff like skin, cells, tissues, cartilage, and we can even 3D print 3D printers. So, in fact, here in Dubai, the government recently unveiled a new project coming up called the Museum of the Future, which will be built entirely through 3D printing and should be ready by the year 2017, which is pretty soon, if you ask me. So, so the future I was talking about in my introduction really shouldn't seem too far-fetched because at this current time, 3D printers are becoming increasingly commercialized and cheaper. So for instance, we have the flux printer. The flux printer was, only a few weeks ago, was funded on a website, publicly funded on a website called Kickstarter, and managed to raise $1.6 million in a period of 2 weeks. And people could get order their own flux printer for as little as $500. So this is significant, as it shows that the customers of the future are here today and are willing to invest in 3D printing today. So, although analysts predict that 3D printing may not boom for the next several years to come, major companies such as Hewlett-Packard and General Electric, and as well as CIA, have started investing in the industry today. So, although at the same time, many notable figures, some notable figures such as Bill Gates and Elon Musk are concerned with these fast-paced technological advancements. And they may be rightfully so, as this fairly new technology may soon enough revolutionize how we produce everything. And so what I'm here to ask you is, should we allow it? So first off, I want to start by telling you some of the setbacks if we commercialize 3D printing. So first thing is people may start misusing 3D printers to illegally produce things such as guns and narcotics, which really isn't as difficult as it sounds for those who have the available resources. Additionally, the energy consumption of 3D printers is very high, and because 3D printing involves melting and shaping materials, it oftentimes takes up to 50 to 100 times more energy than our traditional injection molding manufacturing processes that we have in our normal factories. Additionally, if firms were to set up 3D printing assembly lines, we will see a significant rise in unemployment. And as people are being replaced with machines. I know this sounds like it's kind of out of a movie, but it's true. Additionally, the expense of setting up the initial investment of setting up a 3D printing factory is very high. I know I told you earlier that 3D printing is becoming cheaper, but it will still be very difficult for a small startup business to create a whole assembly line of 3D printers, while bigger firms such as HP and GE may be able to set up their own printing networks with ease and easily outproduce these smaller businesses out of business. But however, I don't mean to discredit 3D printing, as it still has many positives, such as the fact that printers are quicker in production and ensure high quality products. And additionally, they can make complex, customized products such as this lamp, which can be made in a few minutes with a 3D printer, while it may take a few days for a person. Additionally, in the long run, it would be cheaper to produce things such as using 3D printers over our current methods. So in the future, an assembly line could look like this, opposed to this. And although they use a lot of energy, the environment actually benefits from 3D printing for several reasons. And first off, it's because 3D printers actually have very little to no carbon emissions. And so if we were to make this kind of a commercialized thing, the world's carbon footprint would significantly decrease. Furthermore, printers can virtually use anything as their ink, including waste material. The pictures I showed you earlier of the house and building were actually made in China with entirely out of recycled waste material. And we can also significantly reduce emissions caused by transportation. So if instead of having cargo ships and planes, we can send designs electronically, and people can print out their the products locally. And lastly, the possibilities with 3D printing are limitless. And this opens up an incredible amount of room for innovation. Essentially, anyone can design whatever they want in the comfort of their own home, and use their inventions as a hobby or even as a career. And so my question for you is this new technology an ethically sound way to approach the future? I know a lot of the advantages that I've told you sound beneficial only for the big businessman. However, I believe with correct legal barriers and development in the field, we can circumvent all these disadvantages and benefit all members of society equally. But that's not for me to decide. It's for you, because at the end of the day, it's all on the customers. Thank you.